content to play the ball when they've let you, instead of fighting hard. When Hull FC in the opening 10 or 15 minutes were at the best, we see Steve Michaels on that occasion trying to work and play it quick. There was a hand across the mouth from Benjamin Garcia.
Yeah, bit of a grapple tackle, I think.
Yes, Stu. And when they were at the best, the monster trucks were getting over the top and making it easy.
Well, penalty gives Hull FC a good opportunity at the start of this second half. And here is Price. Whiting running strongly, and then Zebtaya making sure that stops. Pomeroy really pushing his luck there, looking at the referee. How far can I take this? Was the look on his face. Chris Green, tackled by Bosk. He gets the word from the referee. But Hull looking for the first try of this second half with Minicello, but Minicello is stopped by Whitehead. Needed some support. That's the fifth tackle, and Sneed, little grubber kick this time, well concealed that was, but I think it was concealed from his teammates as well.
I think the right edge of Hull FC were expecting the ball to go out there. Here you can see where Pomeroy and Zebtaya just lift up Richard Whiting. And Green again finding his front. But the ball needed to go to the right edge then on that last play, instead of just kick forward.
Well, Bill, when you talked about Mark Minicello wanting support, he had it. He always runs, Kirk Yeaman always runs that really steep, really hard line. I don't think he gave Minicello enough time to find him with a pass, but nevertheless, time to defend.
Oh, that ball's been lost by Anderson. Looked as though Louis Anderson had lost control of that. Sorry, Barry. Escaray ducks under the challenge of Palliasina, but Jordan Thompson there makes the tackle. Pomeroy gets the pass away to Zebtaya. What a ball that was, and then that's been stolen, and that will be a penalty.
And a good ball into that man Zebtaya, who again attracts defenders. Have a look at this from Pomeroy. Straight into the hands of Zebtaya, then Palliasina over the top. And I'm sure, Stuart, I think that was the last play as well, wasn't it?
I'm not sure, Terry.
Pelissier. Here is Greg Muniz, a try to his name already in this game. Muniz, that's a lovely pass, and Anderson couldn't take it, and Hull escaped there, and Yeaman, it's the free play, puts the kick in, and the referee will bring him back.
Well, that's the opening try of the second half. If this ball goes in here, again, attracts Mark Sneed to him. Gregory Muniz does. The gaps outside with Louis Anderson, brings that ball in, and that man Lee Radford wouldn't have been a happy chappy.
Well, that was a let-off for Hull. Louis Anderson, the line was open for him there.
Discipline, boys, both teams. Make sure you're holding the 10. Okay, yeah?
And Hull take a breather. It's a warm evening.
Wait there, lads.
Beautiful evening in Perpignan. The day's brightened up as it's gone on, apparently.
Well done, play on his
Oh, look at that. That's a stray pass. And Rankin, well, just had to watch that one agonisingly bouncing in front of him. That's sloppy from Hull.
It is sloppy, and that will not be fatigued just 4 minutes into the second half.
It's apprehension, it's nerves, it's a bit of uncertainty of who's doing what. Somebody needs to get the game by the scruff of the neck. That man's done it all season for Hull FC. Mark Minicello, first to put his hand up and say, give me the ball.
And again, that's a good read. Coming out of yardage, you pick out Scott Giroux. When you're a big man who can go forward, pick out one of the smaller men so you can win that collision.
Green.
Scott, get off!
Giroux with the tackle. And Rankin gets time to put the kick in, and it's straight down the middle of the field. And it's a good kick, that is. Oh, I thought that was going to sit up, but Escaray gathers and brings it back to the 20.
You know what, Bill? If you're a Hull FC player, you'll have that play every day of the week, because it goes out. The Catalan players have got to get behind the ball, and then you can get your defensive line all set, all condensed and ready for the next few plays.
Well, especially when you think what the alternative looked like being, and they'd be behind their own line watching Scott Giroux line up another conversion if Louis Anderson had taken that chance. 18-8 in Perpignan. Hull FC 7th in the table. Catalan Dragons looking for the win, which would send them above them in this really tight race for the top 8 places. These two by no means secure in the top 8. There are teams like Hull Kingston Rovers breathing down their necks
play on.
And it's a fascinating weekend because there are a lot of similar contests to come on Sunday between sides neck and neck in the table in Super League.
Go.
Here is Giroud, and Giroud puts a little grubber kick in, and Whitehead will chase this, and the ball is still not dead. It is now, and Steve Michaels just did enough there, but for a moment it looked as though Whitehead might reach this one.
Well, that ball was bobbling, I'm sure. Steve Michaels had nightmares. We remember what happened to Matty Bowen last night. That last bounce, as it bobbles up, that can often make you look stupid. But he manages to get a ball, pushes it off the island. Hull FC take a breather, and the Dragons continue to apply the pressure.
It's the first real sign of Elliot Whitehead. There was a run in the first half from Whitehead, and then that. We haven't seen a lot of the NRL-bound former Bradford ball. As is this man, Benjamin Garcia. Off to join the Penrith Panthers. Big move for him.
They've got to finish that tackle off.
Oh, Taya, that ball's gone forward. That was forward. Fuad Yaha, stop that man.
That's a let-off, that. I'm sure that Lee Radford will be getting his runner, getting his message runner on and say, control the ruck, control the play the ball, finish those tackles off. A bad read from Setamata Sarr leaves Zeb Taylor with a 2-on-1. There's the play the ball that isn't finished off. Setamata Sarr jumps the line, picks out Pomeroy. That's the wrong play. If that's an accurate pass, then I'm sure Fuad Yaha would have had a better goal.
That's what you call in the industry hitting on suspicion.
Would be with your looks, it might spoil them, Greg. Stay there, lads. Leon, wait there.
So,
get your head in.
Hull FC breathe another sigh of relief. There's been a couple of those already in this second half.
Move, bang! Come on, Louis,
Minicello takes the tackle. If they could take some of the steam out of the Dragons early on in this second half, that'd improve their prospects. But Jordan Thompson is upended by Pelissier's tackle.
Got hold of him! Pulling him in!
Hull appealing to referee Thaler that Catalans were messing around. That ball has been lost, though, in the tackle. Is it a free play? Referee says yes, that's back to 0.
Yes, he's just signalled a free play.
Move, Richard! Tackle 0.
Belatedly, I think he was waiting for some information from the touch shoot, which he got.
But Catalan Dragons have the ball back.
Move! Danny!
Sarr
still stood up again,
making the tackle on Zeb Taylor. Here is Whitehead. We suddenly had a word with Elliot Whitehead at half-time. Certainly seems to be a bit more in the thick of it. Here is Bosk now.
Move, Mark! Line, Jordan.
Pelissier. Giroud. Short ball from Giroud, and the ball is batted down, and Hull will try and counter. And they have it back. It's Liam Watts who gets there, but the referee is uncertain about exactly what happened there, and I think wants some information from his touch judge.
Yes, he's coming across to Sylvain, who will obviously have some information for him.
I don't think he has. I don't think it's in the tackle. It's played. So we'll tackle 1, play the ball there.
I can't see anything wrong there,
Tackle 1, play
well,
where?
that's what Ben Taylor just said to the touch judge. The touch judge come on saying there was...
Liam Watts
I
again.
want to give him a pat on the back about it.
Back it up, 1.
He seems to be first to many most breakdowns in recent weeks. Liam Watts, his sheer enthusiasm, his energy for the game.
Take him low.
So Hull have possession after all that.
Yeah, wait a minute. Wait, back here.
Still waiting for the first points of this second half. 18-8, the Catalan Dragons lead, but Hull coping well so far.
Go.
Denying any more threat from the Dragons to date.
4, move, man!
Watts, he's tackled by Muniz.
Ready, boys, ready! Go.
The Dragons' longest appearance record holding player. Here is Minicello.
Good footwork. Just evades the first tackler, succumbs to the next couple. High kick coming, I'm sure.
It is Sneed hoisting it. This time it's Fuad Yaha who's underneath that one. Deals with it well.
He's building in confidence, isn't he, this season? Every game that he plays, he seems to be getting better and better. Obviously, as a youngster, he's going to be targeted. It is a mistake. And this is exactly what Hull FC need now. You can can see the frustration from Tony Gigo. Well, he beats Leon Price with the big left foot step, but can't get away yet again from that man, Liam Watts. He's just mopping up everything.
Tony Gigo frustrated more with himself there. He was trying to reach Ben Pomeroy with the pass, and it was inviting for Pomeroy.
I agree with Tez. I'm going to credit the defence. Liam Watts at 24 now, he's just starting to hit his straps. Gaining experience all the time. Getting to know his body and his engine, and he puts in some good stints when he's on the pitch for Hull FC.
Here's Jordan Rankin, who started the point scoring in this game with that try under the posts. The Catalan have come back since then. Mickey Paya now, he is
powerful.
He's a handful, yes. And he's going to be a loss. Price, short ball from him, but Whiting stopped in his tracks by Zeb Taylor. His odds shortening on that Man of Steel award, Zeb Taylor. Across the field they come. Good work from Liam Watts again. He's all over the place. He's playing that ball just a few metres out. It's a worm's eye view of this Hull FC attack. And Minicello is over and he's got the try. Or has he? Referee Ben Thaler is not convinced. He's going to go for the first time in this game to his video refs.
I'm going to try.
Thierry Alibert and George Stokes.
Just make sure it's grounded first before he pulls it round.
I think you saw him notify some of the Hull players that he thinks he's got the ball grounded. And certainly, there it goes, right down to the floor. I think his doubts are brought about by him being turned on his back fairly quickly, but I think we can see quite clearly from there that this try should be confirmed.
That's just sheer power, that.
Great perseverance from Hull FC, and it gets their first points of the second half. It narrows the gap, and it's Mark Minicello gets his fourth of the season, and he is having an outstanding debut season for the Black and Whites, the former Gold Coast Titans player.
When you get back there,
He's played for 3 clubs over in Australia, and everybody who's played with him and against him remarks about his strength, his leg drive, his determination. You see, he sells a dummy, and that gives him half a chance, but that leg drive and that determination, he showed it a couple of minutes before when he took that strong carry away from his own line. And I admire players who run just as hard in the first quarter and the last quarter of the pitch.
He's in a good run of form, is Mark Minicello. That's 4 tries in the last 6 games for him now. And it's cut the deficit. It's brought Hull right back into this game, and Sneed, kicker of great accuracy, should be able to cut the deficit still further with another conversion. He's landed one, he's kicked a penalty. And this towards those Hull supporters at that new stand end of the ground at the Gilbert Brutus Stadium. Look at a mass of black and white in that stand. Sneed is on target once again.
Well, Mark Minicello could have gone down here with the first contact was high, but no, he chooses to keep pumping those legs, gets rid of Scott Giroux, gets rid of Elliot Whitehead, and then carries 3 players over the line. It's exactly what Hull FC need. Bit of confidence to try. Let's see if they can build from that now.
18 points to 14, the scoreline.
Oh, be careful.
And Catalan could be left ruining their missed opportunity, because if Louis Anderson had taken that pass from Greg Muniz, then Catalan Dragons could have been well clear of their visitors, but now the gap is down to just 4 points.
And there was a chance over on Catalan's left as well with Zeb Taylor and Fouad Yaha, so a couple of chances they didn't take. And at top level, sometimes that's the opportunity that the opposition needs.
Here is Richard Whiting, great servant to the Hull cause in his 12th season with the club. Whiting.
Over here, Greg. Ready, go.
He's just Mr. Dependable, isn't he? As is that man, Danny Houghton.
That's an excellent kick. Excellent kick. And Escaré, well, he looks up and... whoa! No! Oh, no, they're setting that aside.
Well, got Setamartasar or you've got Talanoa. Which one are you going to run into?
I think he was just happy to take the tackle. But the defensive attitude of Hull FC is starting to pick up a little bit. They're looking to hit, they're looking to hurt, they're looking to dominate, slow their opposition down, and this is when Hull FC are at their best.
And they're going to make Catalan work hard now to get some distance up the field. The tackle on Casti is the 4th of this set. Back into the middle of the park, and that's Watts again.
Bill, I believe they're a different side when Watts is on and when Paya's on, and then you've got the back three as well. In Ellis, Minicello, Westerman, they're a different side. That's a very good set of forwards.
It's a very good set for Hull FC. The kick, not a good one, straight into the arms of the Tuli Talanoa. The fans' favourite. He's had a quiet game, really. The fans' favourite, Talanoa.
It's been up the middle, hasn't it? Yeah. It's been the slog of the big boys, and if it's gone wide, it's gone to players like Ellis and Minicello, who looks like he's coming off at the minute, Minicello. I'm sure he'll just be having a breather, recharge the batteries and get ready for a big finish.
It could be a close finish, this. Leon Price, he'd love to unlock this Dragons defence and post some points on his return to Perpignan. Sneed. Rankin. That's the 5th tackle. And Sneed has time. He wasn't really pressured, and he picks his spot, and it's that far wing. And Fouad Yaha does well there, does very well. For a moment, he was going to then try and find Pomeroy with the pass, which might not have been such a good idea.
Well, that was a good kick and an awesome reception, or an awesome take. But I don't think it was a good chase. I think Hull FC have played long enough with Mark Sneed to know that when he puts that ball up into the corner, he needs his players to contest it and make it as difficult as possible for the wingers.
Cardas plays the ball. Here goes Pellissier. Pellissier's had a quiet game in many respects. He's normally, if he's not involved in the action, he's chattering to the referee. But that pass gone astray, and it's picked up by Cardas, and Morgan Escare will chase, I beg your pardon, and it's a good job, but Talanoa was there to rescue the situation.
Yeah, exactly right. Morgan Escare spotted a gap, Talanoa defending on his heels, and he'll be happy that he chose to kick that ball over the top of him instead of taking him on and making it a foot race. Because I believe if he would have run at Talanoa and used the brilliant footwork that he has and speed, it could have been a try on that occasion.
It's been a seesaw game there. You see Fouad Yaha takes the high kick. Morgan Escare, with his evasive skills, bit of a question mark over the legality of Setamartasar's shots, but the fast, frenetic pace of this game, the seesaw that it's been, fully enjoying it.
Casti. The forwards have really acquitted themselves in this game on both sides. Casti for the Catalan Dragons, Liam Watts, his opposite number in the Hull FC pack, has had an outstanding game. Now it's with Ben Pomeroy. Pomeroy finds Henderson, and Henderson, little darting run from the Scottish international brother Andrew, having a good time of it at the moment with the London Broncos. Back-to-back wins for them this week. Whitehead plays the ball but gets the penalty. In actual fact, there's a Hull hand in there just trying to stop his progress.
And just going back to London, Bill, not just back-to-back wins. London Broncos beat Lee and ended that fantastic winning run that they were on. So well done to the London club, but a fantastic game here.
Well, there's Ian Henderson setting this attack going. Whitehead not able to make any progress. He has been well marshalled by this whole side. But that short pass, and that ball went forward, says the referee. Scott Giroux can't believe that decision. He thinks the whole player was offside.
Well, that's what he's questioning, isn't he? Kurt Yeaman trying to get back on side.
Well, Kurt Yeaman wasn't square at marker, and he's heading back towards the goal line. He's not actually playing at the ball, but the forward pass has been ruled before that, so Hull will get the feed at the scrum.
He's moaning he's offside.
Oh, and Ben Thaler getting an earful from Catalan players and giving as good as he gets.
I love the rapport he has with the players, Ben Thaler.
Get near the scrum or you'll be offside.
I don't know
Out.
if... I'm trying to think about how referees manage games. If a referee appears like he's enjoying it, the players appear like they're enjoying it and they're involved in it and they're emotionally invested in it, it's less likely to boil over. What do you think, Tez?
Well, as a player, you just want to work with the referee, don't you?
Well, talk about working. Talanoa, great run from him. Said he'd been fairly quiet, but he's burst into life with that run right up the middle of the field. And it's put Hull in a great position here. Catalan seem a little bit out of sorts. There's a good kick over the top. Oh, Setamatasar couldn't take it. And Fuad Yaha, the young winger, did well there, but he's picked up a knock.
He's done incredibly well, Fuad Yaha. I think he was offside, Setamatasar. Maybe a metre and a half. It was well spotted, well executed. He perhaps didn't have the discipline to stay on level with Leon Price, Setamatasar, but he had to buy a bit more, and the two players put their bodies on the line.
Well done, you two. Come on, Scotty.
It's a kick from Price that set it up. There's another strong run from Liam Watts.
Halfway, boys.
So the penalty for the offside, and Catalan will their turn to breathe a sigh of relief. Been a lot of sighing going on out there, well, because they've been close to scoring both these sides.
Sorry, Bill, just 20 minutes to go now in this game, and you can remember the first half, Hull FC team to fatigue as they got to the back end, losing the ball, giving penalties away. If they want to go on and win this game, they need to make sure that they complete the set to 6 and be very disciplined.
Well, you originally picked Hull FC, as did I, Tez. I think I'm going to stick with Hull FC to get the biscuits today. Are you changing your mind? Are you going for the Dragons?
No, sticking with Hull FC.
Hands.
Just 4 points in it.
Move, John.
Catalan coming forward. Hull doing a good job of keeping the Dragons at distance from their try line. Whitehead. Yeaman with the tackle. Whitehead looking to the touch judge for something. Not exactly sure what he was claiming there. Giroud hoists the kick cross field. Pomeroy claims it. Can't get the pass away. That is great defence from Hull to stop him offloading that ball.
Well, that's just how strong he is, Pomeroy, isn't he? He gets this ball here. He's under pressure. He catches it. It's a clean catch. He's looking to offload the ball. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 players in attendance.
Well, do you know what? In 2014, that was their default play. Kick to the corners. Michael Oldfield come up with more tries. You see a bit of red sweat on the eyebrow of Ben Pomeroy.
What are you saying, George? That's just accidental, isn't it?
Goes up for the ball, collects it. He's trying to find an offload. He's trying to land and find an offload. It's Setamatasar, Leon Price trying to prevent him, and I think there's a clash somewhere here.
And he does well, Setamatasar, because he pulls out the tackle, doesn't he? Because if he would have tackled Ben Pomeroy in the earn, it would have been a penalty.
Well, Pomeroy's got a shiner there. I don't know if he came into the game with that, but that's come up quickly.
I think there's just towards the end of that tussle to get the ball free. I think there's just a shot from the right-hand side there that just sort of gets him just below the eye.
Yeah, accidentally, I think.
Are you sure it hits him round the eye, Stuart?
Tackle one, move, Jason! Ready, boys.
I'll go with that, yes.
18-14 the scoreline into the final quarter of this game. And Hull really very much in the hunt here. They trail on the scoreboard, but if anything, they've had the better of this second half. They defended doggedly, and they've handled most of what the Catalan Dragons have thrown at them. Can they take it to the Dragons offensively now? Whitehead with the tackle. 4 tackles gone. Sarr it was who was stopped. Short ball.
5 tackle, move, Ben!
Finds Ellis.
Ben!
Pomeroy.
Go.
Bravely after that challenge, he's back in the thick of it. That's a good kick, that is. He's got Cardass underneath it. Cardass has lost it, regained it. That's a lucky break for the winger.
Well, that ball was so high. You see the big adjustments from Damien Cardass, and he's still eventually, when he gets hold of it, he's off balance. But it's time for Hull FC to ramp up now, put some pressure on the Dragons.
Where boys, where they go?
Come on, you Hull, is the cry from that end of the ground.
3.
That Hull are attacking.
Where he goes.
This game Really evenly balanced. Well, you talk about Hull running out of steam, but Catalan could just as easily, and they've had travelling to do.
A lot of players with hands on hips, hands on thighs, looking to get some needed oxygen into the lungs. Few players walking. As you say, we're well into the final quarter.
And Giroud makes a bit of space for himself to put that kick in, and Rankin collects it coming over his shoulder.
And he gets out of trouble to get that kick away, doesn't he? Because he was pressured. This man could be the key, couldn't he?
Talanoa.
Look at the strength.
That's a great run from him.
And that could have been a penalty from Pomeroy, turning Talanoa over.
That's inspirational, isn't it, from Fetuli Talanoa? He'll give his side a lift. Steve Michaels from the opposite wing doing his bit. Ellis. 3 tackles gone. It's Westerman, I beg his pardon, plays that ball. Oh, Price. Bit of trickery from Leon Price there to keep a hold of the ball. And Price. Change of direction. And Danny Houghton, sniping run. Oh, and Watts it was who couldn't take the pass. He's had a golden game, Liam Watts, but he couldn't take it.
Well, Danny Houghton, the show and go. And then Watts goes to catch this ball.
He's a case, you know, to be... Was he tackled before he caught it, Stuart?
Well, I think there was definitely some contact there. The Catalan player anticipating him getting the ball, so they may well have a case there, Hull.
Benaguash, the Catalan chairman, has had to take some stick this week from outside sources, anonymous outside sources, criticising his stewardship of the club, but you wonder where Catalan Dragons would be if he hadn't shown the dedication and the resources.
Yeah.
Hull put the shove on at the scrum. Catalan just managed to keep it.
Well, they need to work hard here now. Hull FC, they know that they're running out of time. Kicking the ball up in the air.
Ian Henderson's injured.
And to me, just in the tackle, just going in.
Close to his try line, Ian Henderson. It's a player that I've seen Ian Henderson use before. There's the push. You can see Henderson. He was aware of the situation.
He read that one well, because Hull were looking for the scraps.
I think Leon Watts gets his knee across his Achilles there at the back. I think that's what's causing the problem.
Boys. Back on, Scott!
So we're being unfair to Ian Henderson.
Well, the 5th season with the Dragons. Remember, he won a grand final, didn't he, with Bradford in 2005. So he's been around the blocks. He knows exactly when he's got to speed the game up, slow it down.
That was high. That was high, and that's a penalty. And that is what Catalan were hoping for. Jason Botteri was the victim there. Richard Whiting, I think, the culprit.
Yeah, and that's just a relieving penalty. Botteri, he loses his legs. He knows that the penalty's coming that way.
There's some good moustaches. There always is in a Stade Gilbert Grutas
that was Carlos
crowd.
from
Carlos
Toulouse.
Window in the crowd there, the former Toulouse chairman.
I think it's
Still
my
very
favourite
much
moustache.
Oh, it's an elegant. But it's not a bad moustache alongside him as well. If you join them together, it would have been spectacular. It's Catalan on the offence now with Ian Henderson.
Move!
Period of scrappy play, really. Hull with that opportunity. If Liam Watts had been able to take that pass, they could have been in. But now it's Catalan. The game just losing a bit of its pace, but Esquire looking to inject some pace. Here's Zeb Taylor. They've kept him quite well. Quite well, I should say, have Hull FC. Watts and Mickey Payer with the tackle. Giroud fires the pass to Gigot. Gigot swats away the first challenge. Sneed stands his ground. And then Cardas comes back into the middle of the field, gets the pass away to Giroud. Bosch, that's a lazy pass, but it's batted on, and Zeb Taylor knocks it on.
You know, and he's not right, Zeb Taylor. He picked up an injury a couple of minutes ago. I think he's still suffering.
There was a collision, I think. Setamata Sarr getting up off the line. There it is on Morgan Esquire.
This is going to be a big loss to Catalan if Zeb Taylor needs to leave the field.
So you join that to that.
And then what have you got?
He's a bit of a letdown, him on the right, isn't he?
Yeah, boys.
No moustache. He didn't want to join in.
And you know that was a knock-on.
Struggling Zebtayer.
Don't think Remy Casti saw the funny side of that with the referee.
All right, okay.
Players getting weary now. It's a humid evening now in Perpignan by the look of things. Energy-sapping conditions.
Sorry, Bill, the playmakers need to realise the problem on that right edge or on Catalan's left edge with Zebtayer. Send some numbers at him, send the traffic down to him, whether it be the big forwards or that right edge attack for Hull FC. Because if you look at it, they've got Talanoa, who's a powerhouse. They've also got Setamartasar, so they could cause some problems.
It's probably Australian, so be careful.
18-14 the scoreline in favour of the Catalan Dragons. Hull with a great opportunity here to achieve a double over the French side this season. They've beaten them once already this season.
Here we are. Ready, guys, ready!
And they could follow up that 33-22 win here. That is very achievable.
Zebtayer just waving to the sideline saying, I'm no good, I'm going to have to come off. Keep the ball at him. Danny Houghton's doing exactly that. Again, he's just getting back, keep going at him. Danny Houghton spotted it yet again.
Price has spotted it. And Price is through. Leon Price stabs the kick in. Might be too strong. It is, and Damien Cardas does enough. Morgan Escaré again, I beg your pardon, Escaré.
Well, the decision to kick here from Leon Price. He can't find anybody to pass the ball to. Doesn't feel confident enough to run it, and Morgan Escaré probably thinks, I'll get my body behind it, get down on it, keep me back to the opposition. It bounced off his chest and went into the side.
You know what, though, they get away with that, because on the third play, I would have kept the ball in play, kept running it, because now that, well, they will be able to make a substitution and get Zebtayer off the pitch. So they've missed a couple more plays where they could have kept the pressure on, kept rolling forward and kept targeting Zebtayer.
And we're talking about the conditions. It's 78% humidity, so you get mentally fatigued, physically fatigued. Those don't look like they're fatigued. They're probably well refreshed, well hydrated.
Well, they'll be very enthusiastic if Hull can capitalise on this now. There's just 4 points separating the sides. And Hull, well, they've had to endure a little bit of pressure up the other end of the field. They haven't been down this end for a while. The last time they did, Liam Watts had an opportunity. Now he's keeping it simple, taking Hull to just a few metres away from those posts. Short ball finds Yeaman. Yeaman almost exploiting a gap. Whitehead doing well to stand his ground and make the tackle. Houghton eyeing up the opportunity, and I think
problem with his hamstring is the
Kirk Yeaman. And I think he could be right there. I'm sure I just heard Kirk Yeaman tell Ian Henderson it was his hammy.
He hits a tight line, and then the way that his leg extends out.
He ends up, his ankle's near his ear.
Clutches it straight away.
Danny!
So the physio just checking, see if he can continue.
I don't want to create.
But just have a little look here. Is this next one there?
Here.
Wow.
It looks so.
Don't shout out.
Kirk Yeaman got a hat-trick on his first visit here in 2006 when Hull won 34-28. Well, no such high-scoring shenanigans on this occasion. It's been a really tight contest.
And he's the sort of play you need on the pitch. 338 games for Hull FC. Got a strike rate of 1 every 2 games.
Back on.
And play continues eventually with Hull and Leon Price. And the ball shifted out wide, and Catalan had to look lively there to deny Sarr. Price. Ellis. He's put his foot to the floor there. Drove it at the Catalan defenders. 5th tackle. It's Westerman. Ships it on to Sneed. Sneed, little grubber kick. Oh, it's been knocked on, I think. It has, and it's going to be another Hull scrum, I'm sure.
I think is it Tony Gigot here. The kick from Sneed. There's the knock-on. Comes off his left hand and goes forward.
Yes, knock-on by Catalan. Is that
so
right?
It's another set of 6 here for Hull FC.
And he's checked it and they've called it straight away. He's got it right. Knock on, scrum down, there ball.
Oh, it is. It's another head and feed to Hull FC. Real pressure now on this Catalan line.
This is the game, this, Bill. If Hull FC can score here, I'm confident that the momentum will take them through to the final whistle. The Catalan Dragons can hold out. There's the knock-on. Catalan Dragons can hold out, then I think they've got the game.
It actually hits his leg, then goes back onto his hands. So, you know, it is a knock-on, and he did check it with the video referee before he put the scrum down.
So he's covered all the bases as Ben Thaler. Tony Gigo it was. And that has given Hull FC a great opportunity. Yeaman playing on despite that injury, what looked like an injury. Gets to his feet, plays the ball. Mickey Payer now, he is upended.
Here's the big play, Leon Price. Yeah, Leon Price.
Little run around. They've got the opportunity here. They have got the opportunity with Talanoa. And the scores are level, but the referee has gone to the video ref. The try is not confirmed. What's he looking for, Stuart?
He's looking for an obstruction. There was a collision just before the pass. The ball's moved across.
I'm handing it on, mate. I'm handing it on. Let's leave them.
We're all right to there. It's this collision there. It's just on Ben Pomeroy. Is there a responsibility on the attacker to keep out of his way? Pomeroy is certainly moving across to try and move the defence. And you'd have to say that there is a collision there that stops him moving across. Even though he's sort of coming onto the inside shoulder,
mate, listen,
he still causes the collision. And there's a collision which traps him. He's ahead of the ball, so this try should be disallowed in my opinion. There are two video referees who have got to decide to overrule.
Does Sarr trying to pull out of this?
And does Pomeroy
push off him and then
I was just going to say, does Pomeroy make the decision to
even though that might be the case, the collision is still caused by the man in front of the ball.
I agree.
Well, they haven't gone to the grounding. I'm not sure whether Ben Thaler, we didn't see the shot, whether Ben Thaler said, I've got to try. He did, but he has not been confirmed. And that is a big setback. That could, well, you said that was the game. It could be.
Your man's going to crop, their man's going to cross to him. Your lead runners make
still time. Mark Sneed disputing that decision.
Well, Mark Sneed was arguing that he was on the inside shoulder, but he still made the collision. The inside shoulder is only an indication of whether or not that man, the defender, has gone to him.
Well, my opinion is that Ben Pomeroy pushes off Setamata Sarr, knows and realises that he can't get to the Hull FC player, and then maybe...
But I think I agree with Stuart. Before that, there is the illegal contact. I think it's the advanced skill of being a support runner now. If you don't get the ball, to try and get away and avoid any kind of contact.
Massive call that was. Massive call in the context of this game.
Move! Go.
It would have brought the scores level with the kick to come, as it is Catalan are clinging on to this 4-point lead with 9 minutes on the clock. And they look the more tired of the two sides now, I think, the Catalan Dragons.
5! Move, Danny!
Well, Hull FC have respected possession in the second half.
Okay.
Bruising contest this. Giroud, they're running it on the last here, and Whitehead, little grubber kick from him, and it's still alive, this ball.
Stay out, Elliot! Play on now!
And the referee says play on now, and Rankin does.
Movement!
Well, this is a get-on-board set of 6 for Hull FC. Get all the fast man in from the outside, give the forwards a break.
Price trying to get away from Pomeroy. Pomeroy was lucky there. He just had Price's shirt tails.
Well, hunting in numbers as well, Catalan. Getting off the line quick, and here's the outside backs for Hull FC.
And when Tez talks about the get-on-board set, he's talking about supporting the ball carrier, making sure that ball carrier doesn't get dished up and dealt with. There you go, support runners.
And it's Minicello who is in support of Mark Sneed, and Minicello looking for his second try of the game. He is still going. And he's put the Hull FC side in a great position now. And they're coming forward, and Sneed has lost that ball, and Fouad Yahaz picked it up. It's a free play.
Well, they blew a chance then on the fourth play when Minicello goes through. He's looking for some of his quick players to follow him in. Jordan Rankin, Mark Sneed, some of the outside backs to push up, but there was nobody with him.
Ben Thaler with a real job on his hands in the closing minutes of this game. He's got the crowd getting on his back. Tony Gigo clinging onto that ball with Liam Watts all over him.
Come on, then. Come on.
Well, it could have been a penalty here as well for a bit of a grapple tackle from Watts.
What are you saying?
I think Ben Thaler wants the French touchers to come on and probably explain it. I think he wants to report that there's been contact with the head. I think that's why he's gone down on the floor.
Liam Watts definitely had his arm around his neck.
Just wait, is what we're going to say. Okay. Right.
You can have a look here.
So you think what?
Gigo steps back
Going
into
round.
him. There it is. Is there enough there? You can see Tony Gigo looking at the touch judge saying that's a penalty.
Well, he's got the grapple, hasn't he? It's underneath the chin and pushing back on the throat. So a good call from the touch judge then, and you, Terry.
Thanks, Stuart.
Guys, Tony, get on side.
Steady on.
And that ball was forward from Minicello.
Yeah.
Sneed to Minicello,
Yeah.
Wait there, boys, wait! Go.
So Stuart's karma possibly kicking in again.
One, move! Mark, get off his
And
arm!
that's possibly
Come on!
a big let-off for the Catalan Dragons.
Two, move, Joe!
They lead by just 4 points. They're looking to put this game to bed, but Hull will not oblige. And here goes Henderson, and Henderson bullying his way to the line. He's lost the ball, it's been stolen. And the Hull players cannot believe that decision.
Well, I think this is the 9th penalty that Catalan have had now.
And it's the 6th one that Hull have given away in the second half, so the discipline costing them dearly.
Yeah. Again, it's arms around the ball. Mark Sneed, his hands are in attendance.
Stuart, you got a view on that one?
Well, probably as good as Ben Thaler's, really. There's a lot of hands in there and the ball comes out, so again, referees
no, just a minute. I don't know
always going to go with the
attacker
in that situation.
Right.
And this is one of these big calls, this Bill. Goal for 2 points, just 8 minutes to go. You turn the ball over, and it could be 6 points in front for Catalan, but if they make a mistake near the try line from the kickoff, it gives that field position.
And the decision
to Hull FC
is 6 points better than 4. Catalan have viewed that 6 is indeed better than 4, and they're not bothered, prepared to receive the ball, play on those 6 points, but it's still 1 score.
But Giroud, well, we saw him hit the post in that draw against Huddersfield at the Magic weekend. A contentious one that was, with the Huddersfield players moving off the line. And nobody apart from our refereeing expert, Stuart Cummins, spotting it. And there's Hull players wandering around there, but Giroud is on target that time. And he has put Laurent Fraser-New's side 6 points to the better against Hull FC. Still time for the black and whites to rescue this, but the blood and gold flags are flying at the moment.
Well, here you go, Barry. What do you do? Do you go short or do you go long and try and force the mistake?
Long. Plenty of time still left in this game. Or short.
Well, Salford forced a 40-all draw. Oh, that ball has been batted it back, and it was meant for Catalan, but it's Liam Watts again, bulldozing his way forward, gets the pass away to Jordan Thompson. Thompson, a pirouette from him. Houghton, Minicello, and Mark Minicello is stopped.
And Bill, that's the danger of going for 2 points.
Jordan Thompson now.
Sorry, when the game's so close.
And immediately Hull on the attack. Houghton dishes the ball up. Sneed, Price over the top. Talanoa can't take it, and it's out, and a chance goes banging for Hull FC. And the chairman in the middle, right in the middle of your picture there, breathes a massive sigh of relief for the Catalan Dragons.
Well, this is the pressure, isn't it? You know the clock's running down, you're playing catch-up, you don't get many opportunities, and as the 5 minutes to go, you can see the ball's tapped back from Ian Henderson. Well, that man's there, Liam Watts. I think the form that he's shown recently has been his best since he's been a professional player.
And the referee has stopped the clock. Ben Pomeroy, one eye shut, virtually shut. Well, you can just see out of that right eye, but showing the scars of what has been a real bruising battle between these two sides. Not a lot to choose between them. 7th versus 8th. Hull, the 7th place side. If Catalan can cling on to this victory, they will go back above them in the Super League table. But they're looking to do all their best to Hull FC to try and shake Catalan in the closing minutes. Under 5 minutes, Catalan maybe looking for the 1 point that will seal this as they go up the middle of the field. Gigot sets off, bounces off the challenge of Houghton. Still going, Tony Gigot.
Bill, and this is where you close the game down. You don't need to win the game. You're 6 points in front. That's exactly what Henderson's doing.
That's a great kick from Ian Henderson, and Rankin faced by Giroud, and Henderson comes and helps to make the tackle.
Well, Henderson was looking to get that ball out into touch and just walk there. Ooh,
and Muniz lifts him. It's a penalty to Hull.
They'll get the ball out of play as quick as they can here. Muniz just tipping up the Hull FC player, putting him in a dangerous position. Hull FC now are attacking in Catalan's half. Here it is.
Yep, Muniz lifting Steve Michaels, and the penalty puts Hull FC into Catalan territory. Plenty of tackles to come this set of 6. It's with Minicello, but that's good work from Whitehead. This time Minicello can't make so much progress.
Morgan, get onside!
Giroud battling to get back into the defensive line. Crucial minutes in this game now. Hull go wide again. Talanoa is the target on that wing, but they can't get the pass to him. They do now, but he's unable to make progress. Now he does, the big winger, and that was a high tackle.
Go down.
You try and hit him anywhere, don't you, Talanoa? So powerful, the leg drive that he has. He's not one of the players who likes to go to ground, and there it is from Muniz.
Muniz again.
That's his second infringement.
Line, boys. Guys, discipline!
There's still time for Hull here. Under 3 minutes on the clock, but they are within sight of that Catalan line as the ball spun to West. Oh, and then it's put to ground by Jordan Thompson. And that could be the game.
Well, you feel like they'd only get one more set of 6, and this so close to the line, and Westerman, the ball goes forward.
Bateri, what a tackle.
Yeah, well, just getting in the eye line, Bateri does enough to get into Westerman, put him off, get off the line, get into the opposition.
Back down.
And I'll probably go back to the passage of play when Hull chose to kick on the 3rd play, when Zeb Taylor, there was a problem with him. If they would have kept the ball in play, they could have had another 2 attacking plays to try and target the big fella.
Shoulder charge from Jason Bateri there, Stuart?
The time's up.
Well, he was very close to turning into it, wasn't it?
Well, referee didn't see anything wrong with it. Giroud and former colleague Leon Price having a word after what has been a really enthralling contest. Okay, it hasn't been free-flowing, maybe as we'd normally associate with a game in Perpignan. Certainly not the last one, the win over Wigan. This has been a real scrap, and Hull have conceded a penalty to compound the problems. High Minicello on Pelissier.
And that's the game now. From going from real an aggressive set of 6 in defence to giving this penalty away, which Catalan will get 30, 40 metres downfield. So when Hull FC next get the ball, they're going to be close to their own try line, and it might be just too much for them.
And that's the 7th penalty they've given away in the second half. It's just made it too difficult for them. Hull FC, during those times of stress, will need to be better. They'll need to handle those situations better moving forward into the next part of the season.
Henderson, Watts with the tackle. Henderson will stay down, and I think he felt that.
Well, again, it's just closing this game down. That's all Henderson's doing. He doesn't take a shot. There's no collision to the head.
I'm fed up of watching.
No, there's nothing in this. This is just wasting time.
Well, Hull will think what could have been in this second half. I mean, Liam Watts, who's had an outstanding game, but there was a chance on for him. There was that chance for Talanoa.
be careful. Sunshine, I'm on it, look.
All teams have opportunities
Great play.
during games, and it's if you can take those opportunities.
Come on. Go, back on.
Can't take it away from Liam Watts. He has put in a really good shift for Hull FC, but they're going to come up short once again by the look of things.
And Minicello, he's worked tirelessly in attack and defence. He's involved in that tackle there.
4, movement mark!
Clock counting down, and the Catalan Dragons will maintain this dominant home form. We've said it before, only Leeds Rhinos have won in Perpignan. Salford came close in that bizarre 40-all draw, but Hull will join Wigan, St Helens and Warrington as well. Castleford likewise. They can do it at home, Catalan Dragons. It's, again, this season, this away form that's been their Achilles heel, which has left them still by no means certain of top 8 involvement. And Hull likewise, they've got their form together. This will be a blot on a very good run of form, and Minicello's reaction sums it up there. Frustration for Hull FC. They know they have been the equal of this Hull side today. Just crucial moments in the game. But the final whistle blows in Perpignan, and Fouad Yaha and the Catalan Dragons celebrate this 20 points to 14 win. The bulk of the point scoring being done in that first half. In fact, it was 18-8 at half-time to the Catalan Dragons, but Catalan, by virtue of that win, go back up above Hull FC into 7th place. Hull down in 8th, and with the Widnes Vikings breathing down their necks, a top 8 finish is still not yet certain for either of these clubs, in actual fact, Catalan or Hull FC. And that was why this was such an important game for these two sides. Well, coming up tonight, more action from France. It's the top 14 final in rugby union, an all-French competition, of course. Clermont take on Stade Francais. That's next on Sky Sports 3. And we have the World Cup of Darts right now on Sky Sports 1. And 3 big games coming up. Castleford will take on the league leaders, St Helens at 7:30 on Sky Sports 1. That should be some game. Hull Kingston Rovers host the Warrington Wolves. 7:30 Sky Sports 1 for that. We will see the Catalan Dragons again in action next Saturday, 4:55 on Sky Sports 1. The Dragons have won this one against Hull, but only just. It has been an epic contest, and Hull have just come up short.